Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome to episode 16 of IXION. We are in a new system. This is a pulsar system and we're not alone. The Piranesi is here. This is the ship that did all that damage to that ship that we just left. The Etamananki. So what is it doing here? Why is it powered down? And why does it, based on the image, seem to have hull damage? Lots of questions, no answers as of yet, so let's send out the scope to go here and the Tesla to go over there. Yes, I now have a Tesla because some of my other science ships have met their demise a bit earlier than I was hoping. In the meanwhile, throwing some probes out and making sure I get a good bead on a bunch of resources. I still have a lot of resources, especially finished products, stored up, but this is the Tycoon. Everything goes down quickly. So, yes, loads and loads and loads of silicon. I like that.
Population transfer complete.
I am shifting around a bunch of workers because the game is having me train up 150 colonists. So let's train these boys automatically. And the reason why I need to start shifting people to 6 non-workers, notably, is to make sure that I actually have the populace to start getting these people trained. Because the Sector 6 was mostly just devoid of any kind of non-worker. Everybody who worked here, lived here, and nobody else. So no non-essential personnel. Now considering that I am going to be probably colonizing a whole lot more, let's queue this up. And let's use the science in order to do that. So what is this? Several planetary readings from 12H fall outside the parameters of theoretical models. We've landed on 12H, a planet with intense geological activity. Fissures expel gas into the atmosphere and canyons run deep across the planet's surface. We've located a stable area where we should be able to study 12H phenomena. Okay, excellent. We're going to set up a nice little base over there. So we're going to ship over some alloys and some electronics and get to work. As that is going on, let's see what we can find out over here. Oh, there's nothing special over here. It's just a bunch of science. Okay, well that's good then. That means it's fairly easy. There is 1,300 silicon out here. Holy shit, that's a lot. Let's see if we can also locate a bunch of other resources. Oh, science point. There. Locate a bunch of other resources, because I'm very interested in seeing what we're going to be able to find. I also would very much like to know if or when this patch is going to move. Because I'd rather be ready before that happens. I want to see what is going to happen and how I should be handling that. Before I trigger anything around the Piranesi, I first want to have everything else mapped out, making sure I have, well, let's say potential exits, or at least some way to go. Ah, okay, that's a site that I can get to. High amount of resources over there, although positioning is quite far away from the Tycoon. I have been upgrading my cargo ships as well as my mining ships to be able to move faster and mine more. And more importantly, potentially, for the mining ships, mine more efficiently. So that they can use the same deposit and just mine a whole bunch more. Look at that. Loads and loads of hydrogen and ice. I do have a ton of ice still stored. And I'm also using my farm's waste production in order to get the waste treatment center or water treatment center active. So I basically don't use water and the ice is just a fallback plan. Okay. We're collecting science from PSR B12. I'm just gonna abbreviate it like that. And let's see what this is. Our probe has detected abnormal meteorological activity present on PSR 12, calling into question our theoretical models. The Tesla's team says we have descended into the upper atmosphere of 12G. Updrafts and downdrafts of ionized hydrogen form purple shaded tornadoes in immense green cumulonimbus clouds. I'm not very good with clouds. A grouping of tornadoes surround and circle a massive cyclone on the planet, large enough in size to be observable from space. That sounds big. We're gonna set up another base here. Launch an autonomous analysis drone. This one's standing by the whale. So, actually, let's send the wallow. Give the wallow something to do, and I have loads and loads of polymers. So they should be just fine. Okay, probe's completed its scan over here. Yielding now a total of 1600 silicon, 1200 ice, 600 hydrogen, a bit of carbon, but no iron. Oh, there's a bunch going on here, but I'm not sure if that probe's going to enjoy transiting that weather event. Oh, yes please. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, we got 140 out of 150 colonists trained. I just need to get a planet that I can actually use. Could be this one. Could be another one somewhere on the other side of that weather patch. I'm not sure yet. What else can we find here? That is a metric ass ton of ice, carbon, and silicon. And just a little beyond that, maybe on the same orbital path, is something else. Another science event of some sort. Now over here we're getting the resources that we need. And over here the resources have been delivered to 12G. So 12H and 12G are moving up nicely. Excellent. Very good. Crew member died. That is unfortunate. Okay, so now we have iron. About 1,000, that is. That's really good. I am happy to report that the hull of the that the hull of the Tycoon has been completely fixed. So the ship is perfectly, mostly perfectly in working order. Of course, we cannot repair that hull depletion from the vol jumps. It's unfortunate, but so far our EVA docks are keeping up with it. Okay, I have a bit of science. Let's see what's going to come in useful. You got science ships moving faster, you got science ships generating more science. I like that one. Especially with potentially a bunch of science coming up. I think this could be a worthwhile investment. It doesn't sound like a lot, 5%, but I suspect that the next one's going to give me 10% or 20%. I believe I had a look at it before. So then, suddenly that makes a return on investment really quite quickly. Let's see. What we got there. Another science event. 36 science up for grabs for free. Any other science events? Yes, just check all the orbits. What can we find on 12G? The drone, fabrication pattern Kutiman, took off from the cargo bay of the Tesla and descended into the lower atmosphere. The collected data allowed the crew to update theoretical models of 12G. The team has concluded that the pulsar activity on the system has had a significant impact on the atmospheric conditions present on 12G. The phenomena observed are unexplainable without external factors. Okay. So that was a nice atmospheric survey. While preparing to depart, the crew spotted something unusual. Different from observed meteorological phenomena, a translucent tubular formation pierces the cloud cover and rises high into the atmosphere. This sounds like a fantastic recipe to keep or to get the ship destroyed. But I am curious, and this is a science ship. So at grave risk, we are going to see what that's about.
A science ship team.
While they're working on that, we're going to check out 12H. We've completed our theoretical model of 12H. During our studies, Siobhan Kelly showed signs of mental distress. Concerned that the gas expulsions were the cause, we carried out a standard suit integrity test. No breaches were found within their suit. Later, while we were submitting our results, Siobhan Kelly was seen leaving the research site. Kelly, where are you going? We're gonna try and find her. Leave no man behind. We are going to... Can we help the science ships any further? See, this is a 10% boost. Let's just give them exosuits. I don't know, maybe it'll help. I really hope it will help. Next probe has been built. More science. Over there, right on the other side of that patch. There's a lot of iron over there. Loads of carbon over there. Okay, let's go.
A science ship team
Okay, first to get the science. look at that. There's so much science in here that I suspect we might be able to complete a lot more of the tech tree here. The next part that I want is this one, Disruptive Study Protocols. Increasing science output by 10%. And over here by 15%. So yes, let's do that. Probe's completed scan. There is more to be found there.
Team has completed a task.
Yep, I got my colonists located, or I got my colonists ready.
Completed its scan.
Now the question is, where are the colonists at? I got 170 in base 6, which is fine, but I don't really need them there. So I could just relocate, let's say, colonists to Sector 5, which is really quite empty, and should allow me to very quickly move the pops over, as well as provide a bit more room for further colonists to come into that other building, or into that other sector. So 2 more demotics over here, please. We've got all the resources that we need. And these drones are doing a really nice job shipping everything out to the various sectors as we need them. Now, noteworthy is that I have fully upgraded all the solar panels on the Tycoon, and I'm not actually running the reactor. So I have a lot of hydrogen stored here, and I have a lot of hydrogen stored here. I'm just not actively using the reactor, because I don't need it. So the nuclear power plant's just kind of sitting there, waiting for it to be needed at some point. Okay, what's happening on 12G? The first received images from the Tesla indeed revealed the presence of a huge and translucent tubular formation. Upon approach, it appears to possess luminescent properties. Around the formation, the meteorological activity is almost calm, and glimpses of the planet's telluric core can be seen. The captured imagery disproves the hypothesis of the crew hallucination that the team wishes to continue further analysis. Permission granted. Tell me what that is. What have you found? And is it potentially something that we can use? I would ideally like to find some more hydrogen. Yeah, there is some here. Oh. There's a lot of... There was a big iron... There's a big iron spike. Okay. What's happening on 12H? The reports from the Scope team, this is the science ship, have become inconsistent, indicating psychological instability. According to the most recent transmission, the team is following the tracks of Siobhan towards the house? What? What house? The team will enter the house to find Siobhan Kelly. Go. What house? Did we find a house? And nobody told me? What the hell happened there? Now I got 116 science. Let's upgrade science ships some more. If I want to get the 15%, I'm gonna have to get the post-lunicalism, which will also make them move faster. Bit of a side benefit, but it's not really my priority here. Holy crap, look at that. Loads and loads of resources. All this ice is cute, but not strictly something I need. Here is the hydrogen that I want. I just don't know if the probe can actually survive that long. 12G. The data collected is quite contradictory. This is the tubular thing, by the way. The majority of measures match those taken in other areas of 12G's atmosphere. However, readings from the beacons seem to fluctuate. Isolating these anomalies while excluding the background data suggests that the tubing generates a weak electromagnetic field, beta radiation, and Frauss tachyons. That is interesting. The Tesla team has established several theories and is recommending a more invasive follow-up study. Mission safety protocols advise that the team, who are exhibiting a concerning form of fascination for the tubing, should be repatriated. So I can just get these guys to go on EVA, or have them leave. I think this is gonna get them killed. We're gonna leave. They've had a good run, and now they're gonna come back. Okay, so the science ship is almost completing its lunicalism thing. Yeah, we're gonna go for this one as well, the dedicated exploration PA. And other stuff I would like. Yeah, Tycoon speed is always quite useful, especially when bad weather is involved. And there seems to be some bad weather in this one. I wonder if, when I complete another event, this thing is going to shift or not. I don't know yet. Oh, shit. Comms contact with the Scopes team has been lost. For a short time, we were receiving mission reports. The house is much bigger on the inside than it is on the outside, has no interior light source, and contains a series of mazes. The last report speaks of thumping sounds being heard. Shortly after this was received, the crew's suit signals were turned off one after another. So everybody died, and I can only get my science ship back. But I did find Siobhan Kelly. Really. While repatriation of the scope was being initiated, Siobhan Kelly contacted the Tycoon via the ship's comms. They have returned and are in possession of a strange translucent and gelatinous sample. Yeah, let's bring that back. After rapid analysis, it is composed of unknown particles held together by Frau's tachyons. Siobhan Kelly appears to be extremely disorientated and requires medical assistance and psychological support. They're returning to the Tycoon aboard the scope. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, so my Tesla is done driving around. Let's go to this one, 12 Delta. And let's rehouse the colonists to 5. Their new living quarters are ready. Look at that. I got hundreds of homes waiting for them. So we're going to go for colonists from 6 right to get to number 5. How many do I have? 175. Everybody relocate. Only colonists from 6 to 5. Move out. That should free up quite a bit of living space in 6. And yeah, I have hundreds of living space there now. So I can bring over about, let's say 250 non-workers from Sector 3 to Sector 6. Off you trot. Okay, that also fixes my housing issue over here. What now? Oh, the water treatment plant is not working temporarily. That's fine. This is what I have the buffer for. Lots of science over there.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Okay, you're doing your job there. The Tycoon is... No, sorry, the Scope is getting the science from here. The Tesla is over there. What's 12 Delta? What is 12 Delta? First readings from 12 Delta indicate the planet experiences intense geothermal activity and extremely high temperatures. Its surface is largely covered with molten basaltic rock. The Tesla's team says that they have located a promontory where we could land the Tesla. Conditions on the planet are extremely dangerous. Soaring temperatures, unusual gravity. We recommend only a quick surface analysis, opposed to any further exploration that could lead to human and material losses. I can set a heavy research infrastructure on the promontory. So I can bring over 50 alloys and 2 electronics, and we're going to do just that. The Hringhorny is standing by and will be assisting in this endeavor. Now, how many colonists do I have in total? 175, and I do believe that in 6 we're constantly training new batches. So we should have plenty. Sector 5 says they don't have enough workers, and so does Sector 6. Roger that. We're gonna check out this sector, because I have 180 workers here. So let's say 45 from workers only from Sector 3 to Sector 6. Off you go. And we're going to do the same thing. Sector 3, Sector 5. Go. We've got 90 out of 91 workers here. I'm going to have a surplus there, a surplus there. We got quite a few here. I would love it if the game just balances this automatically. It's a bit tedious. I don't feel like I need to be the one that constantly manages this stuff. But here we are. Okay, so my science ship basically has all the upgrades except for the upgraded speed. Considering everybody at some point is going to be a colonist, let's make sure that they are prepared for that. Yeah. Each training session can now accommodate 50 non-workers. It's like a big upgrade. This one is work in progress. And the scope can return to the Tycoon. I do believe that the scope... Yeah, the scope still has Siobhan Kelly aboard and a full crew. So let's have them check out 12 Juliet, 12J. In the meanwhile, can we send the probes anywhere else? Holy crap, there's a lot. That's going to be hundreds and hundreds of iron and hundreds of carbon. Which is a really nice haul. Over here we're awaiting the arrival of the ship. And over here mining basically everything. There's not a lot of iron to pick up. Because my ships are not specifically set to do that. Well, it should be largely fine. I could have Bay 5, Sector 5, have another docking bay to speed up with resource collection, but I'm already full on carbon. I have quite a lot of silicon and still quite a lot of iron, so I don't think it's strictly a priority. Okay, 169 science. This just reduces the amount of workers that I need. Nuclear power plant. Power cost reduced by 10. Construction cost reduced by 40, and this requires fewer workers. No further Piranesi upgrades. The docking bay means loading and unloading speeds up. This allows for more storage inside it. Oh, this could be useful. Knee-high quarter protocol. While waste recycling policy is in effect, quarters produce waste at a rate of 1 per 20 inhabitants over 15 cycles. Yes, I would like that. To make the Sector 2 always have enough waste, so that I can use that water compensation protocol.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Okay, a science ship has arrived. That would be the Tesla, I believe. And the Tesla is now at 12J. We also have to check out 12F. And, of course, the Piranesi. Now, what is over here? 458, 1275, and a 131. Yeah, definitely hundreds. Hundreds and hundreds. Excellent. Okay, we're delivering the stuff that we need over there. Perfect. What's 12J? We've picked up unusual electromagnetic activity on the surface. Although not of great intensity, it would seem an electromagnetic wind traverses the planet. The ship's PA became corrupted during our descent into 12J, and we had to shut it down. As a result, we can only transmit partial information. Guided by the wind currents of the planet, we were able to locate a suitable landing area. Angular and extraordinary crystalline structures composed of sodium chloride rise from the planet's surface. So, sodium chloride, that's salt, right? Our time on 12J must be short. Its electromagnetic activity seems to be impacting the scope and its systems. Okay, investigate the electromagnetic stuff then, and maybe we can find something to help protect the ship, if you will. The Ringhorny is in base 6, but base 6 cannot be fully emptied? What's that about? Oh. Both these cargo bays are completely stuffed. Right. That's less than opportune. I still have... Oh, hold on. In Sector 1, give me all the silicon I can get, please. Thank you very much. That should alleviate the pressure here. And make it so that this bay is going to be emptied, and then this docking bay is going to be emptied. This is why we're not really progressing with some of these quests. Here too, we just got a load of resources and I can barely store them. Maybe I should just have a sector completely set to storage. And I have access to the large storage bays. I'm not strictly a fan of them, because they take up a ton of space. They're just twice as big as this one. This one's an 8x4. This one is twice that size. It's an 8x8 and it houses double. This one is definitely an upgrade. From small to medium, you get 3 times the amount of space, and you don't get 3 times the amount of space needed. You get twice the amount of space needed. So I do like these, because they just store a ton. The problem is, I would rather have them on this sector, but over here I don't really have that much room. Unless I pack up the colonization training center and put that elsewhere. Because this does not strictly need to be here. This can also be in the habitat sector, so sector 3. Still got some room down there. And by doing it there, by putting it down there, I can immediately pull from the entire pool that I have there. So a colonist training center over here would... Yeah, it's not the most efficient location. Can I just delete this? And then can I squeeze this? Yeah, you can kind of squeeze it in there. It's just not ideal. Whatever. Let's just do that. Do that. And that means I can free it up from sector 6 and I can put some additional storage down there. Because I'm not strictly happy by the amount or by the way that this sector is laid out. And these clogs on cargo bays, I really don't like. So let's say I want to have this research as well, just to kind of hold more. And there is an unknown, so there's still something more to pick up. Okay, what's happening on 12J? While carrying out spectrometric analysis, the team of the scope located a source of electromagnetic emissions coming from an angular tunnel. What is that? With a crystalline composition, the sides of the tunnel reflect like mirrors. The team's reports detail how, as they advanced, dark shapes moved within the mirror like walls and removed the crew's reflected selves. These accounts would be dismissed as hallucinations. However, the visual capture of the team confirms their reports and only one crew member appears to still possess their reflection. What? Psychological monitoring of the scope's team registers rising levels of panic among its members. Uh-huh. So I can remove the mirrors, or I can just continue on to the end. I don't know, we're gonna break the mirrors. Let's just go for a shattered mirror. What's the worst that can happen? Might find a reflection at the end, I suppose. Would be nice anyway. Oh, we're still waiting for further supplies to be delivered. Yeah, this is the problem. This cargo bay is completely stuffed. Getting this one will help. But the amount of shit I'm bringing in is making it a bit difficult. And there's hundreds of resources to come in. And I don't exactly have all that room. Is this center ready? Yeah, just about. Okay, then we're going to remove it in 6. Once this cycle is over. And team rotation, 200 workers, non-workers. Wow. So you can crank out a lot of non-workers and turn them into colonists right quick. That's excellent. Okay, stop, delete. Look at that, 400 hydrogen. This bay is completely clogged. Just full. Less than ideal. Does this fit one of those massive bays exactly? No, of course it doesn't. I could do this and have one on each side, which could contain just about the resource that I need. Oh, this one's stuffed with carbon. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead with the large stockpile plan here. 1. No, hold. The problem is, if I do that, I won't exactly be able to bring it from here. And the users, like this one and this one, they can still somewhat store it, but I'm almost maxed out on... Yeah, I'm maxed out on storage for polymers. I just need to stop picking up shit. Pretty much. I just need to stop picking up shit. Okay, we're going to stop. We're going to not bring in any additional resources, because this is just going to be way, way, way too much. We're going to use some of what we have. And if I run out, I'm going to just get it. Because the mining ships will be able to mine it, and if my cargo ships need something, I can send them out to do that specific resource. Okay, so what's happening with the mirror situation? 12J. Oh yes, lovely. The vital signs of the crews were lost after they began to shatter the mirrored surfaces of the tunnel. Siobhan Kelly remained for a time and was tracked moving quickly towards the tunnel entrance. Onboard cameras of the scope recorded a headless body tumbling out of the tunnel. What? Siobhan Kelly's vital sign tracker then began moving back down the tunnel, accelerating before ceasing to emit. Dolos trackers are implanted within the helmets of the crew's suits. It can be assumed that Siobhan Kelly was decapitated before being able to leave the tunnel. What the fuck was this tunnel? The scope and its crew will be declared lost. Alright, let's bring the scope back. Let's get the scope back. The amount of science ships and just scientists in general that I'm losing is insane. I suspect it's not going to be great for the amount of trust the crew have in me. Okay. Something else entirely that I also want to build is a stability building. This one, the Exo Fighting Dome. It's going to be a massive resource sink, which could be what I need right now. Now, this thing works by adding 2 stability to the sector, but it can also extend that to all other sectors using the train station. Which is exactly what I want. I want this to be a thing that is extended by the train stations, because I have train stations. All the sectors are connected via trains, so all the sectors should be benefiting from having an Exo Fighting Dome. Basically an arena that people can go to and have some fun, either, I don't know, fighting in or watching fights or what have you. It's going to be a big resource sink. 450 alloys is basically half what I have. And that should free up at least... No, it should not free up the cargoes. Sort of. I don't exactly have any unassigned cargo ships. Yeah, let's take this one. This is the other one that I was working on, the Tesla. While the Tesla's crew were carrying out the research, they became trapped by lava tide. The phenomenon had been theorized, but was subject to debate within the Tycoon's scientific community. Today, the theory has been verified. The crew have taken refuge near the Tesla on a rocky outcrop. The ship has been damaged by the lava and will not be able to take off with the crew on board. Rescue the crew. The last resource of the Tesla will be used to send the crew's emergency cryopods in space, or save the Tesla. No, we're going to save the crew. We can finally get some crew, so we're going to finally get some crew back. The Gringhorny is currently in the only empty docking bay, so we're going to bring the crew back and make sure that these people at least make it back safely. As pretty much some of the only ones. These are the mining ships. Why is the ship not leaving? What do you mean, no task? I gave you a task. Here. Not sure why we're not going there. So, I think that's a lot of science that we gained. A lot of sciencing that we gained from all this. Crew members are spreading rumors about the DLS. What? They think that they are under constant observation, that the information they receive has been changed to encourage them to comply with Dolos guidelines. They're not wrong, but their interpretation of the process is crude. They're not being monitored, but recorded, so that if there ever was any doubt about an individual, their behavioral record could be reviewed. Information is not altered, but expressed to the individual in a personalized manner to ensure their continued emotional stability. Should a statement be made in response to the rumors? I can say no. Nothing to acknowledge. I can say you're not being monitored, you're being recorded. You're not being lied to. We merely adapt your speech. We merely adapt our speech. Wow. Or these data collection practices are managed by the PA. As administrator, I'm also under their supervision. These systems are crucial for the balance of the station. Yes. I'm gonna go with option C. Anyway. Next episode, we're going to look into the Piranesi itself. I have a ton of resources, so much so that everything's clogged. And I feel that we might be in a fairly good position to go for the next bit of the adventure. So I hope you joined me there. Thanks for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon for more.